Look who's sitting above. Pump and Degen. Really high up. You could argue too high up, depending on how the zone pulls. But for now, they'll just rain down from above.
Like Mr. Nice's pushes to high on a high, depending on if they have the augment as well. That'll give him some mobility with the mud. He even trades the minis for the medkit. That is a huge, and I agree with that play. Especially allows you to stagger in and out of the zone, but Biolaw's down. Npen by himself. He needs that medkit, but it desperately needs some time to go ahead and get it off either way. Causes some destruction through a build, but it's the same rail that caused him some safety is what's going to do him in the end. He goes down, but a great effort to get into the top 16.
The grind rails went from his friend to his enemy real fast. And look, we're going to see more players use them. When in Mega City, why not use the rails?
Free mobility breaks through builds in an instant. Cold is down. Now it's Acorn's chance to try to clutch up. Does have a slurp juice pop with the Maven. He's able to pop another shot. That's also going to give him a speed boost if he can even use it, because right now he's stacked in place, staggering because of the high ground putting the pressure, but from one rail to the next, he's doing so much destruction, dropping duos into each other's boxes, and that's the distraction he needs to stay alive to the front side of zone.
I love how Acorn's played this so far. So calm, so collected. And even in all that chaos, stuck in between layers, stuck in between teams, was able to get to the front. Eventually, his luck runs out as Pars and Baka will catch up to him. And we know how hungry these guys are. 7 elims so far in this game and looking for more, but they might find some trouble. They're trying to claim towards the front, but there's a team already there and they block them out, shut them out. Shaw and Zypher now trying to capitalize on all the chaos happening in the back of the zone as well.
Yeah, perfect picture. You saw the team getting pressured. You saw Shaw and Zypher not only picking up that elimination, they have 8 total as a team, but they have no mats. All those eliminations only meant so much because they weren't able to pick up the resources, but finally, he gets at least something for his effort. 100 mats. He's doing everything he can to keep himself healthy, unlike Poyo, who's by himself. The only solo left in this lobby, full of duos. He's feeling that pressure, but Cooper gets taken down by Zypher. That's going to allow Poyo to breathe here for a second, try to get one, but unfortunately it's not enough as he gets taken out by Shore.
Poyo almost went ballistic there, and if Shore's not careful, he might be joining him in the lobby, but he has no intention of doing so. What a shot, what a 180. Shaw still in this game, not much HP, but he might have some time to get a mini off. And in his final ending situation, I'm not sure what options he really has, but he might have already done enough. 11 elims for their team this game.
Oh, this is a perfect recipe for him as well. The two duos are finding each other, but Batman Booga and Raptor, they don't like it. They go down low. They take out the solo, but Batman Booga gets dropped. Pump trying to go in. He gets that second elimination as well. And Pump and Degen. Seconds. That's Duke and Edgy. We're going to be the first challengers of that high ground, but they have to be careful because that threat is looming underneath them. At any second, it could pop off into the top 17. Placement points are beginning to ramp up as well, and they are the team that has convincingly grabbed height and connected on the way towards the front side of zone.
Big solo clutch needed here from Cold, and a tough one to make, right? You see him just sort of scavenging his way around these builds, trying to make sure he doesn't run into anyone. There's someone very close by on the other side of this ward. He spots him looking at the toes. Is he going to take a shot? No. Now just waiting and using this bandage. This might be a good time for him to try and strike and just clean something up. He opts to go the other way, doesn't want to fight, but there's a player right on the other side of this wall. I don't know if he knows it. There's a player right beneath him as well. Cold, surrounded from all angles.
That wasn't even the original player. That was Booga out of nowhere with an elbow from the top rope. Now Clix is by himself. Epicwell went down maybe about 60 seconds ago. And we have one of the best solo clutch players right now in Clix, trying to do what he does best. Looks to the backside of zone, didn't find anything that he wanted. So now he just immediately beelines it towards the front. Feels some pressure. Now he's firing back. He doesn't want to look like an individual. He doesn't want to look weak. As Booga and Threats now get parallel to one another in the same box. But he actually takes down Batman Booga for a moment. Continue goes towards the front side of the zone. Curly picking up 2 as well. Down goes Scope, down goes Magnolia.
That was crazy. We're seeing so many of these different solo players really trying to make their mark on the lobby. This duo though, Wavy Jacob Notch, they're going to try their best to wipe all those guys out. Clix is going to be the first target. And there's even more potential for other players to do the same. Poyo And Sphinx very much still win this game. But if they're going to stay on this low ground there, they're going to have to take a fight. And soon, and that fight is right here. But they'll be ready for it. Sphinx and Boyo hitting shot after shot before having to take a shot of their own. And Sphinx now left as a solo in this game.
If anybody can do it, though, it could be him as a solo. He's healing, using everything towards the backside of the zone. You see high ground is just putting so much pressure. That Duke, that's edgy, and Sphinx out of nowhere takes down Wavy, Jacob, and Notch. Not only gets placement points, but gets elimination credit as well. You called him the last solo, but I think he is definitely going to put a hurting on these duos as they're looking for him. Boog only has a few seconds, gets tagged up from the high ground. He gets taken down. Threats by himself up against Duke and Edgy on the high ground. 1v2. Heal off is going to begin. Threats only has a med miss, so he has to think outside of the box on how he's trying to get back to the action and get this elimination. Otherwise, Duke and Edgy will win this game. And you can see Threats going out, going wide, going around. Edgy spots him out. Duke is going to land some fire as well and take him down and take the game. Our reigning FNCS champions rise.
What a game it was for them.
Costa and Aviv are not looking, and right now Aviv has his focus towards the low ground. Finally, they look up, spot out both Bolts and Thoric, and the attention has shifted. They cannot let this team land on them for free.
Oh, barely missing that one fully. That could have been a great opportunity for them, but they do still have a stake in this game. Need to try and just get above that threshold though, and an opportunity is very much there. Look at that ramp take. Timing on point. And now they just have height so easy. They made it look incredibly swift. And that's because it was ramped up at the perfect time and caught out the players who just were not expecting anyone from the zone.
Especially since that high ground, they were just so distracted by the rift. That was perfect opportunity for Bully and G-Money to take advantage. You see Shore and Zypha, 3 eliminations, trying to do the best they can, along with Booga and Threats, trying to stay in front of the zone. They don't want to get caught behind everybody else who might be looking for elimination and a refresh. Threats, Booga still feeling that pressure. It's them who actually might need a refresh themselves because they're running out of mats and resources.
Refresh opportunities are certainly there though, so no need to panic just yet. Look down, there will be some players, and they're very much aware of it, going to try and get an all-in play, want to get in the box and deal the damage, and that's what they'll do. Threats does not miss those, and so that should keep them going in this game just a bit longer. Plenty of wood added, and you'll see he's just going to use all of that wood to tart them into a safer position in the zone.
They immediately just ran past everybody below him because they don't want to get stuck. Baka gets 2. Jackson and Aegis go down. Breets drops out as well. Chubb's left by himself. He's going in and out of covers, landing some crucial shots, but the pressure is there on the other side. He needs to find a couple of seconds. Slurp Juice is already popped off, but there goes the second one. Now he has to find a way to get into the zone while Threats is trying to get into the box. He has Booga on the other side fighting his own battle, and they both get shut down. They both fall and get sent back to the lobby.
A bit too big for the boots at the end there. They wanted to take the fight and get punished for it. But up above, you see Bully and G-Money, who after taking height have just been able to sit there. Big chilling as everybody beneath them scurries around trying to find any semblance of control.
Just doing amazing things. Shore by himself, Chubbs by himself. He's the one that's taking a lot of the pressure. Bully and G-Money, they have the high ground, just dealing so much damage, causing destruction to the structures as Shore finally gets taken down. G-Money with the breacher, breaking through all the builds, getting it under his control. A rare miss coming out from Bully is going to allow Convict to survive just a little bit longer. It seems like it's a battle for second place with Bully and G-Money having full control. Chubbs gets dropped down. G-Money's ready to finish this fight, and he does so convincingly to take the game. Moving through rather smoothly as well. See the loadout, not the best when it comes to Snacky, but potential to pop off. It's just like Agers, who found 1, 2 actually on Beast and Diego. Shore's by himself. They have 6 eliminations as a team, 202 points. Trying to make that and extend it even more, but out of build. 1v1 versus Aviv, and Shore shuts him down just like that. Get some builds to work with, not many, but at least it's something. quickly looks back yet again. Shore knows there's a player looming around every single one of these corners. Now when it comes to builds, he is fresh out. He is on the hunt. Sees the edit go through. He makes the smart play, Levin. He lets that player go right past him.
Yeah, that might just pay off for him if you can keep on sneaking around and catching people out. Sure again. How's he managed to pick up ages? And he might just do it again. No, such low HP. Natch eventually takes him out. But what a job Shaw did there. Threats now just one tick away from being taken out of the game. Needs to get a refresh for that Siphon HP. And the opportunities are certainly there, but the maps are starting to run thin for him.
And before a couple of these players did go down, he was at once the only solo left in the game. And with Blake and Macwood actually getting tossed back to the lobby, he's once again the only solo. Notch and Wavy Jacob doing what they can. 6 eliminations, trying to get in front, trying to go around. They don't have builds to protect themselves. Wavy Jacob gets lost. It's all up to Notch. He's sneaking around, lands a crucial shot on the Reed, and now he's not staying. He's not getting too greedy. Using the med miss, trying to get right back into the zone. But Reed's on the hunt, but he gets shut down altogether. Notch standing 10 toes down to hold his position in the game.
Such a clean shot, and maybe another one on the horizon. You know the opportunity is certainly there, and he's going to be looking around for it. There's 2 builds he can use, so needs to go big with a shotgun. Threats doing so himself. And now using that med miss just to play around in the zone a bit, maybe seeing if he can find some other heals, because it could come down to the heal off. But very much going to be biding his time before getting back in. That Medmiss is running low, and so now a 1v1 opportunity here against Natch. Both these guys have been hitting hard, but it will be Natch who hits harder. 6 limbs already, and now trying to add to that tally. Still players around him, but it's 2 duos that now determine his fate.
And these are 2 of the most hungry duos in this competition as User shuts him down, picking that one up. Rise and User versus Acorn and Cold. High ground versus low. Acorn tries to go back. He doesn't want to give up the Siphon. He's going to get down in peace. All the heals are off the back of Acorn here, who uses his last slap smash. All that's left is the med miss. He spots out User on the other side. Wild Boss getting tossed. They're trying to displace Cold, to not let the med miss get the most effective, but on the low ground, Rise is now left by himself, and I think he has the game in the bag. He has a full med miss left, so it's up to Cold to figure out where he's positioned and get the elimination, but he does not get the chance. Rise stays alive and takes the game. First semblance of high ground being taken by Noisy and Siren. They're the same team that was brave enough to try to go for Rift Island early on.
See if they can hold on to that, right? It's a difficult pool that they're going to have to traverse across. But I think the trend in these games is that if you are cognizant of who it is you need to focus and who are the threats to hype, it can be quite easy to keep.
Sphinx goes down. Him and Playo playing a game of you clutch up.
They don't want to play to do it in the end game.
Trying to rebuild that chemistry. They're just testing their limits. They already have their global championship spot secured. Boyo doing a good job maneuvering over everybody, trying to optimize and save as many of the resources as possible, and a huge shot being fired onto Frenzy King. Unable to clean that one up, but he knows he has to continue going forward. No chance to hesitate and stagger backs. Duke and Edgy, they both finally get shut down. Rise and User have a chance to continue to rise up the leaderboards here in this game, especially Shinsora and Zypha. I haven't seen them in quite a moment. We saw Booga and Threats in their struggles, so this is their chance here in game number 5.
This Rise User trying to do what they did last game once again, trying to just claim and occupy the space in the front of the zone. Mid ground or low ground, that's where their specialty lies. Rise so proficient in it, always understands the right size to claim, the timings as well. Acorn gonna do his best here all alone, and definitely has enough to play with to make this game a decent game for him.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people question the heisted accelerated Maven shotgun, but that gives him a speed boost if he just hits his shot. That allows him to continue to move forward into the zone. You see Ager's fresh out of builds. He's going to pop that slurp juice to try to keep himself alive and get hip to hip along with Kanata. They're going to try to stagger themselves back. Look for somebody they could try to get a refresh on if they're looking to take this game. That is going to be something that is imminent as Acorn's dropping down. Needs a refresh of his own. Rise and User, they find one onto Rokane, but Rokane picking up huge points here in the game before last.
This is going to be tough. Horizon user very much need a refresh. The Watts blocking off space a bit, but they're going to need to find and connect to something. Otherwise, this game could be a lost cause for them if they want to win. Aegis very much now strutting his solo prowess and finding opportunities in the back of the zone. He's going to get the LM. So close. Frenzy King on such low HP, but even with 1 HP, he's still going to return fire onto Aegis, and he'll lose his life because of it. And user will as well. Acorn now as a solo. I said things might be over for him, but things are looking good.
Macwood's knocked. Macwood's knocked. 1v1 situation here. Acorn has the height outside of zone, and he clutches up, taking down both Macwood and Blake. Last of the Mythic Slap Splash is being used. You get an extra couple of seconds on the duration when it comes to that unlimited sprint. And he even finds a Menmist with the triple slurp juices. This could be a big win condition coming out and being shown right now by Rise.
Yeah, the potential for the heal off is going to be so huge for them in this game. We're seeing just how detrimental this change in elevation has been for all these players. So much being used. You can see players just scurrying about. Rise having to get a bit creative, jumping in the faces of players here and looking for the refreshes. And that's going to be huge. The match is going to take them a long, long way.
Yeah, first and second place on your right. Seeing what they're going through here on the left as players are getting dropped left, right, and center. Bucky's going to get one. Jackson's going to get one on Notch as well. And there goes that height play. This is exactly what Mini Miner was talking about. Look towards the backside of zone. Shoot out height. That's going to be your best chance of trying to overtake it yourself. We've seen Acorn do it last game as a solo alone as Shore and Zypha dropping down. A huge flank onto another player. They get their way into the box, and a huge knock is going to be achieved. A siphon that's needed when they need it most. They got barely enough mats to keep themselves going, but at least it's something to work with as they continue to stagger around and stay ahead of everybody else.
These guys don't say no to a fight, and I don't blame them. But look who it is. Look who it is up above in the sky. It is Rise. It is user ready to try and solidify their spot in first place. And they have been nothing short of sensational throughout today. And even with their dwindling materials, you've definitely got to look at them and think, this could be it.
Yeah, especially since what chance is anybody going to have to really look up top? Zypha and Shore getting stuck backside of the zone. Menmist coming out. They're actually both using it. This is one of those situations you might want to try to save one, sacrifice yourself for your teammate. Shore goes down. Zypha's still trying to make it to the zone. He doesn't have anything left on the Menmist, so he goes down altogether. And now a chance with still first place and second place alive. A battle between the two Titans.
This is going to be hard. They're trying to take each other out. And it's going to be a successful one for Acorn and Cold. It seems users down. And so that just leaves Rise. And as good as he is he going to be able to handle both of them, pressure them, chopping him out? He's going to start to fall. He's trying to reconnect. But all that time in the zone is going to be ticking away at his HP. Have to use one of those many slurps he has. But Acorn and Cold are so relentless. They're not going to give it up.
Yeah, they know Rise. It's only a matter of time before he re-peaks. Trying to solidify his position with the pressure coming in from the low ground. A blessing in disguise, some would say, is Acorn now fumbling around, figuring out how he's trying to survive. He towards the high ground. That's Rise. They finally look back yet again. Cold staggering himself as well. He's willing to risk it all as we get into our top three. Rise still doing everything to stay alive. 1v1 versus Cold. Backside of zone. This could be a battle for first place. Cold goes down. Rise gets the refresh. He's trying to keep it alive. But Rise versus Acorn. He gets tagged up. And somehow, some way, it's Wavy Jacob through all the madness who takes the game.
30